I mean, one of the most obvious ones about the show, and this is something which we did take from the first series, of the central framing. Everything is bang in the middle of the frame, right on the crosshairs in the camera, and that is taken from the graphic novel itself. Where it's super simple, super graphic. Everything is right in the middle of the frame, and I think we sort of develop that slightly in the second series. There's occasional times, and there's a photo in the rulebook which no one can see, but where we actually also centrally framed on empty space sometimes as well, between two characters or whatever to show a separation. So it's a really simple, powerful tool. It also really helps with the cut as well. Your eyes aren't darting around the place when you're watching the show. Your eyes are just in the center of the screen, and it just makes a very easy watch, as well as being super graphic.
So even dialogue between two people, when you're going, one person to the next, you're keeping them center frame.
Bang in the middle every single time. Every last single thing in the show is centrally framed, pretty much. So that's a really easy sort of style point, which hopefully, if anyone's watched the show, they've seen. But if not, surprise, it's centrally framed.
Well, something is interesting about that to me, because you had mentioned it's really easy for the edit, which makes sense, and easy to watch. But I think people are more familiar with, or even expect to have, if someone's kind of off to the left-hand side, they're looking to the right. If they're off to the right-hand side, looking to the left. So
classic
throwing people in the center, as much as it is easy to edit and easy to watch, there is something different about it. It feels a little, almost like, it's not off-putting, but you're noticing that something is different.
It's definitely isolating,
That's the word, isolating.
And I think every character in the show is awkward and isolated and full of angst and whatever. So it definitely helps that. It absolutely does. It's a weird thing working on a show like this for sort of 3 months, where you are always centrally framing, and then you come off it and go onto a commercial and you frame to the side and you're like, this looks so weird. Why am I? This is awful. Like you get so trained to do this one thing over the course of a shoot, and the second you go onto another shoot, you're like, this is terrible. This is not centrally framed. I think I had dreams about not centrally framing stuff after I finished the job. It's very strange.
That is crazy. Yeah, I like the approach. I think it's really cool, and I think that it makes the word isolation was exactly what I was looking for. Like it makes everybody feel alone in the frame. Which is a really, it makes sense for the storyline, it makes sense for the character development, but it's just a unique take on it. I really like that a lot.